All right, guys. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We are Ray and Samantha Allen, and we're so excited to be here with you and share some information that really changed our lives in a way that I never could have possibly foreseen. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the past year and a half or so, it's become very obvious that a lot has changed, and it's changed very quickly. You know, many people have had a very rough go of it over the past 18 months, and if that's you, I feel for you. We've been praying for you the whole time. But really, I thank God every day that things were different for us, for my wife and our 5 children. You know, we didn't have to worry about our business getting shut down. We didn't have to worry about the security of a brick and mortar store. We also didn't have to worry about employees not showing up to work or didn't want to work. You know, we didn't have to worry about someone telling us what we can and can't do. And honestly, we enjoyed freedom of movement and gathered incredible experiences all over the country with our children. It was really a great time. And listen, I'm not saying this here to gloat or brag. I'm sharing this experience with you in this perspective because I know right now there's someone on this Zoom right now who's in pain. There's someone out there who wants to take control of their situation. You know, someone who wants to take control of their life and change the course of their future for them and their family. Maybe a father or mother. You want to change the course for your family. And if that's you, we're talking to you tonight. And we're here to tell you why the opportunity you're about to hear right now is the best vehicle for normal people like us and you to do just that.
So guys, you know, if you're on here tonight, chances are somebody invited you because you might be in a position where you're feeling a little bit backed into a corner. You know, are you being pressured right now into making some decisions that you don't agree with just so that you can keep your job? And at the same time, are you feeling the stress of course, needing to provide for your family, but also, you know, following your gut and doing the right thing? Like if you're having this internal conflict, Ray and I want to share with you through our story, through our experience, and the perspective that we've learned over the course of the past, I'd say 8 years. Of course, we're always learning. We started at birth and we're always learning, but the past 8 years, there was a real turning point for us in our learning and growing and really getting to cross that bridge into what we would call financial freedom. And financial freedom, of course, is what can give you freedom of choice so that when you are feeling those pressures, you can make some decisions for your family that otherwise you wouldn't be if you don't have that financial security. So we're going to share our story. I hope that it is valuable to you. I hope that what you find here tonight, even if you decide what we have is not specifically for you, we pray that it will light something. It'll light a fire in you. It'll open something in your mind and your heart to make a change for your family and to stand up and to do what you need to do for your family and to stand up in this world right now. So without further ado.
All right, guys. So by hopping on this call tonight, I'm assuming you're probably experiencing pain in some way. Now, you may not know, maybe it's that you don't know what you're going to do for your family if you have to make a decision that you really don't want to, or quite frankly, that you disagree with. And you might even be concerned about your job security. You know, our pain 8 years ago was a little bit different, but still that very same pain nonetheless is what drove us to make a change in our lives and take responsibility for ours and our family's future. So Sam and I were a military couple. We met at the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. We graduated from there in 2009. After we graduated, Sam served for 5 years on active duty as a Marine Corps officer, and I became a Navy pilot. I served for 11 years, just got out last January, right before everything went crazy. You know, and as 2 military officers, we were making a great combined six-figure income. So money certainly wasn't our issue. Our issue was time. We had a time problem. And, you know, really, we realized very early on in our lives that that's what we wanted. We wanted to be together, to be together to raise our family. But we weren't able to get stationed together because of the Navy and the Marine Corps. So we spent the first 4 years of our marriage living in separate states, if you can believe that. And it was in 2013 when I was about to leave for a 10-month deployment to the Middle East. And Sam was still on active duty as well as a Marine. And she was essentially a single mother taking care of our 1-year-old daughter back home. We only had one daughter at the time. And, it was right then and there that our good friend and fellow Marine officer reached out to Sam because she had this business idea that she got involved with. And she was excited because she thought that Sam might one day be interested in doing it, as a way to create income from home once she got out of the Marine Corps. What she didn't realize is at the time we were praying to God to show us an opportunity or something that would allow us to create a lifestyle that we could finally be together, as a family, the way we envisioned our life to, beyond our service in the military, and raise our children together as a husband and wife. And what she shared with us that day, as I mentioned earlier, changed our lives in a way I could never possibly have foreseen happening. And when we first saw an ABC News report on the little yellow activator, Sam and I had that gut or Holy Ghost feeling, and it was exactly what we were praying for. And we decided right then and there to commit to this opportunity, like we committed to our marriage. No exit strategies. We were in it to win it, and we were going to stick it out. We were going to figure out, one way or another, we were going to figure it out. And, from day one, we listened to the wisdom imparted by our leaders. We followed our system. It's in place, guys, and it's helped so many people and so many successful people along the way. And to be honest with you, over the years, we really failed forward, and it wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't get rich quick by any means, but at the end of the day, it was definitely worth it. And, through that consistent learning, growing and taking action every day with the help of our amazing team of servant leaders, we were able to match my income as a Navy pilot within 6 years and more than double it by year 7. And, after 11 years as an active duty Navy pilot, just 1 month before the global shutdown in 2020, I was able to walk away from the Navy. I didn't have a retirement or a pension that was coming in. You got to do 20 years to get that. But I was able to walk away and become a full-time husband and dad to our amazing kids. And that's what this world needs right now, more than anything right now in this craziness. So, we now have the blessing and honor to build this business together, from home while we homeschool our 5 children, and ultimately instilling the values that we see as most important for them, so that we can then raise good citizens and then future saints in heaven. So we count ourselves incredibly blessed to call LifeVantage our family and our company, really moving forward.
Absolutely. So what we want to do is explain a little bit of course, our journey, but also give you an understanding of a few concepts. And maybe these concepts will help you to cross this bridge, feel more secure, feel more confident going forward in taking charge of your life, taking charge of your personal financial security. What I want you to know is that knowledge is power. And not all knowledge, though, is created equal. You guys may recognize this man. This is Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He is one of the top financial experts in the entire world. And he says that knowledge is power. And when an opportunity presents itself, you will be prepared to act with confidence if you've properly educated yourself. So the question is, do you feel like you've properly educated yourself? Well, in our conventional schooling, right, when we're growing up as children and even going through college and getting, follow-on degrees, we are not taught necessarily the path to financial security. We're actually taught how to look for and seek job security. We're told go to school, get good grades, get a good, safe, secure job, right? That's what, most of our parents, they're looking out for us. They're trying to do the right thing and help us to have the right path. But that's what we're taught. Whereas what happens for people who are really living a life of financial security and freedom are taught, or what they discover, is the opposite of conventional education. This is what you're seeing here is the cash flow quadrant, guys. This is 4 ways to produce income. This is Robert Kiyosaki talking about really the difference between the left side of this quadrant and the right side. And the entire goal is to move from the left side to the right side if you desire freedom. Okay. I'm not bashing anybody who has a job or owns a business, because those things are honorable and they provide for your family. But this crowd that is here tonight, something caught your attention here, and something in your life is not the way you want it to be, and you're looking to reclaim. The title of this is Take Back Your Freedom. So I know there's something in you that wants that to cross over to that freedom bridge, and the way that Robert Kiyosaki describes it is the way that Ray and I also found it to be true in our experience. We were on the left side of this quadrant. We were that E, we were employee, we had a job. I was a Marine Corps officer, Ray was a Navy helicopter pilot. Also on the left side of the quadrant is self-employed. That's if you're a small business owner, maybe you own a small manufacturing company. Maybe you are a specialist, a doctor or a lawyer, and you have your own private practice. it's true, you own your business, but in a way you own a job because you have to go there every single day, and you are the one typically that is the end all be all. You're the one who has to find the employees, create the product, create the service, take care of all the legal, take care of all the payroll. Everything starts and ends with you. Some of the other characteristics on this left side of the quadrant are that, of course, we said it's people who are really motivated by security, because if you have a job, that feels secure. You know that if you show up to your place of work every day, they are expected to pay you for the hours that you put in. However, if you don't show up there, you're not getting paid. The more successful that you are on the left side of the quadrant, the less time freedom you have. If you're an employee and you're getting all of these raises and you're getting these new positions, you would know this from experience. If you've had that happen to you, you have less time with your family. You're traveling more, you're working longer hours. They're demanding more and more from you. Same thing if you're self-employed. If your business is doing really well, chances are you are expending so much more time and energy with the growing business. Also, and this is the big one, this is really the difference maker, is that the more successful you become on this left side of the quadrant, the higher the taxes. Our system, at least in the United States, and for many of the places around the world, but in the United States, the more successful and the more money you make on this left side of the quadrant, the higher you get taxed. So you really are getting penalized for being on the left side of the quadrant. So you work and work and work, and you're struggling to get out of debt, and you're struggling to pay all the taxes. Those are the two biggest reasons why people fail to go from the left side to the right side. When you're on the right side of the quadrant, you're either a business owner where you own a system. So we're talking big business, not like a smaller business like a specialist, but a big business owner where you own a system, or you own about 500 or more employees. Or you're an investor where your money, you have a bunch of capital and you're placing it in a large investment that is making money on its own. Now, for Ray and me, we were not eligible for the I quadrant when we started out 8 years ago because we didn't have a whole lot of extra capital. Ray said we made good income, but guys, we were a growing family. We were operating 2 different households since we couldn't get stationed together. Everything we were making, we were giving back in taxes, and we were spending just to live. Okay. What we found when our friend introduced us to this business, our company is called LifeVantage, and it is a network marketing company. What we found was that, and learned through reading and understanding this style of business, is that the average person can go from being an employee or self-employed and cross over into that big business owner through network marketing. And the reason is because you now own a system. You're stepping into a business that already is equipped with a system. So the right side of the quadrant, guys, is where you want to get to. The question is, how do you do it? You might do it the same way that we are going to show you tonight, or you might find your own way. But what we want to encourage you is to make it your goal to get to the right side, because on the right side of the quadrant, that's people who are motivated by freedom. On the right side of the quadrant, that's people who, when you're more successful, you actually have more time freedom because you have more leveraged income. When you're more successful, you have many, many more tax advantages. You might have heard of some of the really wealthy millionaires and bad publicity about how, oh, they're not paying any taxes. Well, in a way that's true, and in a way it's not true. It's not the full picture. The reason they're not quote unquote paying taxes is because they are properly utilizing the tax system that is in place. You can love it or hate it, but it is the way it is, and you can participate in it if you are properly educated. It's not schemy, it's not illegal, it's just working smarter rather than harder. And that's what we want to help you guys understand about this cash flow quadrant and going from the left side to the right side to achieve that freedom.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we find ourselves today, guys. We find ourselves in a social economy. So take a look at these companies. I'm sure you're familiar with them, obviously. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, we all use them. Whether you like it or not, we kind of have to now. But, what do they all have? Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, we don't really. But, what do they really all have in common? None of them really actually make anything. Facebook's product, it's our information. It's the same thing for Twitter and Instagram. But they use technology or a system to connect people and ideas. Uber, for example, they don't own a single cab, but they connect millions of people who need a ride to someone who is willing to give them a ride. And they do it all with an app or a system. Airbnb, they don't own any hotels. They simply connect some guy who needs a place to stay with some guy or gal who's got an extra room or a house to rent, and they do it with an app or a system. Amazon is logistics and technology, right? They connect people who need something to people who make that thing in their own system. They own that system that works for them, right? LifeVantage, our company that we work with, is really the perfect meld of all of these trends, because people are now so conditioned to really use and share products and ideas through our networks of friends all over the world. And that's what we do here with LifeVantage. And what's the result? Well, we're talking very heavily on business tonight, guys, but we share information and people either become happy customers of our products, or they become happy customers of our products who also want to share with their network of friends. And we call those people distributors. Samantha and I are distributors with LifeVantage, and it goes on and on. And when we first got involved with this, we had no business experience to speak of. I was a Navy helicopter pilot, Sam was a Marine, but we saw this as our vehicle, if you will, to really create that income of the wealthy, to enter that right side of the column of the quadrant, and to create leverage income. And because that's what the wealthy do, they build leverage streams of income. And I love this story, but did you know that according to Forbes magazine in 2019, Michael Jackson earned $400 million? That's right, Michael Jackson. And I hope I'm not the one breaking it to you, but he's been dead for 11 years, okay? That dude's making $400 million a year from the grave. That is serious leverage income. My problem was, it might shock you, I can't sing or dance. So I knew that just wasn't going to be in the cards for us. I'm not a pro athlete. I'm not going to get a shoe deal or endorsements. I'm not going to write a book. I'm not that interesting that people are going to buy over and over again for the rest of my life to feed my family, So we didn't have that option, but we did find network marketing. And I believe, and to my core, that it is the best vehicle for normal, hardworking people to build leverage income and move from the left side of the quadrant to the right side.
I agree. So guys, why network marketing? Whether you know it or not, whether you think you know something about network marketing, whether you might have some ideas, whether you know nothing about it. I think Ray and I actually had the blessing of being completely naive to it. All I think I knew of it was, like those Mary Kay businesses. I was like, oh yeah, I know, where women sell makeup at home. That was all I knew about this industry of network marketing. What I didn't realize is that the industry of network marketing does over $180 billion of sales globally. That's more than the NFL, the music industry, the movie industry combined, guys. So it's sort of one of these industries that a lot of people don't know about. Go back to what I said about the quadrants. The conventional wisdom that we're taught, the conventional education that we receive, it doesn't prepare us for these things. It doesn't teach us these things. You have to learn these things on your own. But why network marketing? There's a ton of reasons why. There are 10,000 companies that participate in network marketing around the world with different products, different services, and you could search them all and kind of see, what do you jive with. We're gonna talk to you tonight about why we believe LifeVantage is the absolute best company to partner with, especially if you are concerned about health and you are concerned about really helping people in a really big, massive way. But first of all, why network marketing? Well, guys, if we're talking about going from being an employee over to the side of being a big business owner, you're probably not going to do that overnight. I mean, you're probably not likely to overnight become a Warren Buffett or a Bill Gates and just create something from zero to huge, right? The way that you can transition into that big business ownership where you own a system that is helping you to create that leverage is through network marketing, where there's a low barrier of entry, meaning the initial investment to get started is very, very low. It's less than $1,000. Basically, no matter what company you get started with, it's going to be less than $1,000. Comparatively, if you were to start a franchise company like a McDonald's, you need $1 million minimum to start a McDonald's franchise. If you're going to start your own, personal business, just a private company, you're going to have to at least invest thousands and thousands, maybe even 100, 200, $500,000, depending on what you're going to do up front of your own capital or somebody else's that's willing to go in with you, right? Like that's the entry for a traditional business. With network marketing, the barrier is low. There's no formal education required. There's no former experience required. And all the skills that you need to learn to be successful here can be learned. Am I saying it's easy? Am I saying it's get rich quick or get rich overnight? No. I'm saying that it is something where you put in the effort. There are people willing to teach you. In fact, those who are already successful in this business, in network marketing, especially in LifeVantage, they are not just willing or maybe gonna sort of help you. They have a vested interest to help you be successful. So they're not climbing to the top and then keeping the secrets to themselves. They're literally climbing to the top through their own experience, and then they're throwing down the rope and throwing down to the ladder to pull you up with them, because a rising tide raises all ships in this business. The better you do, the better they do. Everybody wins here. So they have a vested interest to actually help you. You're going to find fulfillment most likely in this type of business. Again, if you find the right company that you feel really aligned with, you're going to feel fulfilled, because a lot of times, again, not bashing jobs, but a lot of times when we, go to school, get good grades and get a job, we land in a place that a lot of times a couple years in, we find out, wow, like, what am I even doing? Am I doing something that really, sets me on fire? Do I feel like I'm helping people? Do I feel like I'm around the people I even want to be around? A lot of times the answer is no to that. But when you work in this type of business, there's fulfillment, because one, you should be representing a product that you really believe in and that you're using every day, or a service. Two, you get to build a business with like-minded people. You choose who comes into your network, and the system that is in place teaches you how to build that network. So if you're thinking, man, I don't really have much of a network, or the people that you join, they're going to teach you how to create that network of like-minded people. And then there's no employees and no payroll, guys. That is, if you've ever met a business owner, go ask them how much they love dealing with the headaches of employees and payroll. They love their employees, of course, because that helps their business. But people are people, and it's hard to work with people who, are coming in to do their job and go right home. In this type of business, the people that you're working with, they all own their own business. They also are business owners. They're not employees of yours. They are personally motivated independent business owners, all working toward a common goal. So the next thing I would ask is, why LifeVantage? Why our company in particular? Well, obviously we have a bias because we love LifeVantage. We have been with LifeVantage for 8 years. We've never been with any other network marketing company. We feel blessed that God showed this to us rather than us, first. We're so blessed that this is our first go round with network marketing, and that this came our way first. When we saw what the little yellow activator was, Protandim Nrf2, there was no question in our minds that we were going to do anything else. That made so much sense to us. If you guys don't know about that product, that is our main flagship product, and there's no comparison to what that one little yellow activator can do. It's 5 herbs in one pressed pill, and it has more independent studies from more renowned universities. It is the only product on the planet proven in a clinical study to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Guys, we're not going to get into the weeds of the product tonight, because we have other events that happen throughout the week. We have Facebook groups where you can learn more about that. We have our website. We have our app that you can get back with the person who invited you. They will educate you on the products that are available here. But understand that with LifeVantage, you would be representing the tip of the spear. The only product on the planet proven to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in the first 30 days. Guys, that is so huge, because oxidative stress is at the root of over 200 diseases. And on that topic of health and wellness, do you think that the past 2 years or year and a half have opened just about everybody's mind to the importance of taking back their health? Do you think people are trying to find a cost-effective way to take proactive charge of their health? Do you think that they would be interested in finding a way that wasn't just some hype or some hypothetical, maybe this works, maybe it doesn't, it's actually proven? These things are interesting to people more than ever. And this is a business that you could position yourself in front of. LifeVantage is a publicly traded company. It always has been from the beginning. It started as a biotech company and moved into this network marketing model so that we could spread the word far and wide. It has a proven track record. It's a debt-free company. Everything that LifeVantage does is responsible, and everything that we've done has been the reason that we've had success in our company, and why it's a $250 million company today, is because of the people at the top who are leading it with integrity, and it's an open book, publicly traded. You can go check all that out. Independently studied and patented product. I just talked about Protandim Nrf2. It is a game changer. And the other products that support that are absolutely changing lives. And they've been part of our daily consumption in our family for the past 8 years since we started this. The products being consumable, that is so important. You may not understand that right now, but think about if you sell a product that people don't need every month, or they might buy it now, but they don't need to buy it again ever. Or they might buy it now and they don't need to buy it again for another 5 months. That makes it really hard for you to have a business that is predictable and going to, show up and pay you every month. When you have products that all of them, pretty much all of the LifeVantage products run out in 30 days because they're daily use, daily consumption, that makes a difference in long-term leverage type of income. It's products for the whole family. So the products that you use and your whole family are going to use, literally guys, our kids, even our dog take that same little yellow activator. That's how important it is for all mammals. That is your monthly overhead. What you consume as a family is your monthly overhead. If you ask a small business owner if they can consume their monthly overhead, my dad would laugh, because my dad, he has a manufacturing company. He can't consume the wires and cables that he's producing. He has to pay for those and then, of course, produce something and sell it. But when we use these products that we're going to use anyway because they're benefiting our health in such a dramatic way, that's our monthly overhead. These are huge advantages, guys, when it comes to business and transitioning into the world of business. We don't have to buy or ship products. It all happens. All the logistics happens through the company. Guys, I could go on and on and on. It would take me probably another 20 minutes to get through the list. We teach you the system. You're now entering into the right side of the quadrant because you're becoming part of a system that's already successful. People who are already doing it. Some people are doing this a little bit part-time, and that's great. Some people are happy to take the products and make a little bit of an extra bonus when they share it through their link with somebody. That's awesome. Everybody gets to do what they want here, and you get to decide if you want to really take this seriously, lock arms with the mentors, read all the books that we recommend, do the training, do these little bits of consistent action day in and day out. It's not 8 hours a day of work. It's getting started, and it's doing small bits of action day in and day out that has a huge compound effect. Our story is the result of that. Some have done it much quicker than us. So if you want to be on a faster path, we'll introduce you to our friends who have done it faster. You can pick their brain. But let's go to the next slide, because I want to talk to people real quick as we're wrapping up here about how you can start your LifeVantage business today. You'd get back with the person who invited you here, and you would ask them how to get started, how to get my LifeVantage business. Guys, I'm going to tell you that there are different levels where you could invest to get started, and that's going to be based on, what's right for you and your family. Get with the person who invited you to ask and kind of figure that out. Everything is less than $1,000, whether you decide to do the bigger investment, which was what Ray and I wanted to do because we wanted to have all the products right away. But at the very minimum, you could start this business tonight with $250, $50 for your website. It's an e-commerce website. It's beautiful. You see it here. You're going to send people here when they want to buy the products, check them out, or if they want to get started with you. And then you also are going to have that $200 worth of products to get you and your family started, what you're going to consume. That's the minimum to get you commissionable, qualified to get paid. So as low as $250, everything less than $1,000, you decide based on what fits for you and your family. And the person who invited you can definitely share some more details with you on that. So just a few parting words. We're just so grateful that you guys are here with us tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you so much for spending some time, Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday evening with us. But really be sure to get back with the person who invited you here and thought enough of you to share this, because I can guarantee you if our friend and Maureen Sarah had never reached out to us, almost 8 years ago now, you forget that's obviously, who knows what our life would have been. But if I look back on the last 18 months that I was able to spend with my family, unafraid of being told what I can and cannot do, or, being able to live life on our terms, I can't convey the feeling of that through a Zoom. Okay. But I can guarantee you, if one of my best friends lived the life that I got to live over the last 18 months and didn't tell me about it, I would be really angry. Okay. So make sure you get back with the person who invited you here. And again, just a couple of things that really helped us move from that left side of the quadrant to the right side of the quadrant, thanks to the help of our mentors. Whether you decide to join LifeVantage or not, bottom line, when it comes to your family in the future, you got to take responsibility in moving forward if you want to change the future for your family. One of the most important steps is becoming debt free. Debt and student loan debt, all these debts today, it can be like modern day slavery now. Number two, live responsibly, live within your means. Number three, enter the right side of the cash flow. If network marketing is a vehicle for you to do it, great. If not, I just ask you to continue to ask, seek, and knock to find a way to go over to that right side. And, above all else, trust in God, do the next right thing, and your life will fall into order for sure. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody.
I wanted to just highlight those books real quick, because those books that were on that screen are some of the most significant books that have had a huge impact in our life. Of course, the Bible, number one, first and foremost. All the wisdom you'll ever need is right there. Some of these other books help us to interpret things of the Bible that have helped us in our personal life. Things like Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. That is what helped Ray and I get debt free. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. That's really, guys, what you want to read next. If what we talked about tonight is interesting to you and you want to learn more about the specifics of that, read those books. If you get nothing else from tonight, those 4 books right there would absolutely change the rest of your life if you commit to reading them tonight. So want to leave you on the final note. Thank you everybody for being here. But I just want to say that even though we do feel like we have a solution for you guys here, a potential solution and an option, I want to acknowledge the fact that you might be feeling the human elements of anxiety and fear and uncertainty, because what's happened in our world, little by little over the past few decades, but specifically what's happened in the past year or so, has really put people in a flurry, in a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt and anxiety. And I just want to remind everybody what Christ says, that think about the lilies of the field. If he took care of them and the lilies of the field, they don't work, they don't do anything, but he provides in abundance for them. The birds of the air, they don't provide any work, but he feeds them. He says, how much more important are you? Of course, he's going to take care of you. Do not be anxious. Step in the right direction. Step into the direction that you know is the right and true thing to do, and God will provide. Believe that. We believed that 8 years ago. A lot of people called us crazy. Maybe they said some things even behind our back that we don't know about. We don't need to know about it. But guys, we stepped out in faith. And like Ray said, we didn't have any exit strategies. We literally trusted God. We trusted the process. And every step of the way, he has blessed us and blessed our path. And we know that he'll do that for you if you do step out in faith and do not fear and do not be anxious. So just wanted to leave you all with that. God bless you all. And please get back with the person who invited you and thank them for thinking of you. And just let them know where you stand. Let them know if you'd like to have any more information. And definitely, at the very least, check out that little yellow activator. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for being here.
Good night and God bless.